Howdy folks, it's Adriel the Hunting Gear Guy. Today I wanted to show you guys this ETS mag loader. It's a pretty simple mechanical device used for loading pistol magazines, and it's pretty handy here in Canada, and I want to show you guys kind of what the idea is with this thing. So you'll load your magazine in. This is a CZ75CZ in America magazine for my Shadow 2. You grab your factory ammo, you strip off 10 rounds, which, hey, here in Canada, that's all we can put in our pistol mags anyways, so it's kind of nice for that, right? You want to make sure that you hold on to the pistol mag. I'm just going to put it against my chest here, and then you grab this stripper and strip them in. And that's 10 rounds loaded. So one of the use cases for something like this might be that you're at a match, and loading your mags quickly in between stages is nice, because then you're not stuck like loading really slowly. And if you're running factory ammo anyways, this is a pretty slick way of loading up magazines. I wanted to do one more for you just to kind of show you. Now you definitely want to make sure that your magazine is in there first, because otherwise the rounds could come through. You also want to make sure it's oiled. And I'm just going to show you that again here. Let's see if I can get a good view of that. Grab your 10 rounds off. Whoops. Get one more there. There's 10. And you take that shucker on there, and it just kind of pops them all in there. Now, it's not forcing them in through the top. It's actually got a cam in there, and I'm really not going to be able to show you this, but it's got a little camming surface in there. So this guy here is pushing down on this round here. That's pushing down, and then the camming surface is pushing it forward. It just so happens that it has this spot in the loader here where that is easy to do. So pretty quick way of loading magazines, right? Now I have found a couple of things. One, these CZ magazines load really easy, so it's very easy to get those in really quickly. Two, you do need oil. Round nose work better than flat point, but you know, even these flat points, these are all flat point 147 grains here, and they're loading just fine. Here's a Glock magazine. You gotta make sure it's all the way in there. If it's not all the way in there, it's just gonna spit the rounds into that little recess there. So you wanna make sure that that magazine is fully seated. And why don't we load this Glock magazine as well? This one will be a little bit tougher. Sometimes you gotta wiggle to get the last round in there. Did I get the last round? Yes, I got the last round. Pretty quick way of loading factory ammo, right? Now, I could show you guys a couple of other comparisons. This is like a very specific use case, right? You're loading factory ammunition into either a Glock mag or CZ mag or M&P or any of your double stack 9mm or 40 cal magazines that ends up in that single at the top. Now, just to compare that, what's also popular out there is the Uplula. This works, and I'll just kind of get this down here. This works by pushing down on the follower and leaving a little bit of room for that round. I'm going to try doing this backwards, so bear with me. I'll see if this works. But basically, it leaves room for you to slide around in there. You let go, and that spoon comes out, and then it's spring loaded. So this actually becomes very quick. I mean, I'm not going to be very quick doing this backwards and not just looking on the screen, but you can see there that it's a pretty quick way of loading, and especially good for loading loose ammunition, because you know, those factory boxes, you know, I don't reload and put them in factory boxes. Like, I carry them in a box like this, right? And let's see, am I at 10 yet? Wasn't counting. That must be 10 right there. That seems pretty stiff. And I'm just using the sight hole on the back here. Again, Canadian magazines, 10 round mags, right? You'll also find some guys using just the Glock loader. It's a pretty simple device. It's kind of doing the same thing, just pushing down that the follower so you can get that round in, and you just kind of, heck, I don't even know how to use these things properly. There we go. Come on, get in there. I mean, not bad, but I guess it saves your fingers a little bit, right? And pretty useful on a Glock where that 10th round is quite stiff to get in as well. There we go. That feels like it's pretty much there. Nope, not yet. I guess I should be counting, hey? That's 10 right there, and it's got a little bit of play, but not quite enough. So, I mean, that's one way of doing it. You can run one of these. You can run one of the up lulas, which are very nice, and run that ammo very quickly. Or you can go to the high speed route, right? If you're running CZ mags and you need to just strip off those 10 very quickly, that's kind of hard to beat in terms of speed, right? Why don't we now? I have found that some of these smaller boxes are a little bit harder. Ooh, let me get a mag in there first. Some of these smaller boxes are a little bit harder to get into. Well, that one worked really easily. Just trust me on this. Some of them are a little bit harder. Oh, there we go. But you can see that this is a pretty easy loader to use, right? Oh, forgot that magazine again, man. Got my head wasn't screwed on. There we go. Sometimes you kind of have to rock it back and forth to really jam those in. Again, these are using these flat point bullets. They do work quite a bit easier with the round nose ones. Now, I mean, you don't have to run these off the factory boxes. You could just load up the stripper guide along here with some loose ones. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are just my reloads. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And those load quite a bit easier than those flat points and in that Glock mag. So, I mean, this isn't even all that bad just doing it like this, because once you've got them on that stripper glide, stripper guide, they're going in, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's quite easy to count them as well if you really needed to, right? If you're always finding that you're fighting that 10th round or just doesn't want to feed in. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go 10. Oh, I got a jam here. Come on. What is it doing now? Okay, I'm just going to pull this out and see what's going on. Is this already full? Well, my rounds might be out of spec here. All right, let's try that again. Grab that one that I missed. There it goes. And we've got all 10 in there. So I found you can get a couple of like little jams like that, but it still ends up being way faster, right? Even with those little stoppages, it's still a faster system running this guy. Now, in terms of oiling, you may want to oil along the guide here. It's not a stripper clip guide, but that's what it would be on a regular gun, right? As a stripper clip. And then just in there, there's that little profile that's pushing the bullets back into the magazine. A little bit of oil on that helps as well. It just helps this thing run a little bit slicker. So. Sorry, this video could have been a lot quicker, but I wanted to kind of show the different ways of doing this. Anyways, that was the ETS mag loader, and in Canada here, you can get them from bennylewis.ca, or in the States, I'm not sure where you can get these. Probably pretty much anywhere, Brennell's, that kind of thing. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching.